Welcome back, mathletes. So we have our second day of lesson 8.4 where we're solving two-step inequalities. We'll focus mostly on simplifying our inequalities first before we solve them with an inverse. And remember, we do that by combining those like terms, those puzzle pieces in our math expressions, variable groups, and constants. We'll also focus on real-world situations and writing those inequalities for those real-life experiences, solving them with inverses, and then graphing those solutions to show all the possible answers that make the inequality true. So just to review, we can solve two-step inequalities just like those two-step equations. Inverse number 1 is typically the opposite of add or subtract. Inverse number 2 is typically the opposite of multiply or divide. The only exception to this rule is if there's parenthesis math involved. And if there is, we have two options. We can use the distributive property to eliminate parentheses, or just save the math inside the parentheses for last. Remember to show your inverses on both sides of your not equal sign to keep it tipped. Just to review some term information here. So terms are really puzzle pieces in a math problem, like 4x and then a minus 8 and then a plus y. We can combine terms that are alike if they both have the same kind of variable, like the 3x and the 7x could go together, or if they both have a constant, like 6 and 3. When we put them together, variable groups go with variable groups, but only if they have the same variable, and constants or lonely numbers can only be combined with other lonely numbers. Pay really close attention to the symbol that is in front of that value or in front of that variable. It will tell you how to combine them. So if you see a minus sign or a negative sign, you will subtract those values. If you see a positive sign or a plus, you'll add those values together. Remember, if there's not a coefficient in front of a value, it represents the number 1. So on this y, it's really just 1y. So if we had other y's, we could put another 1y with the other groups of y's. My first example here is going to be to solve this one, and I do see that I'm going to need to simplify first. So in my inequality, I can combine my constants together, leaving me with 2L as my variable term plus 12, because 8 and 4 together is simplified as the number 12. Now I'm ready for my first inverse, which will typically be addition or subtraction. And I see that I'm adding 12, so I'm going to take that 12 away from both sides. The 12s are opposite, so they cancel each other out, but the two groups of L term is still on that side. Then comes my less than sign between them. Remember that inequality symbol stays the same, and 20 minus 12 is just 8. Now I'm ready for inverse number 2, which is typically the opposite of multiplication or division. Well, since L is being multiplied by 2, to undo that, I need to divide by 2. Both sides get it. 2's cancel out. L variable is less than. 8 divided by 2 is just 4. So all the numbers that are less than 4 will make this inequality true. To graph this, I'm going to need a couple values, maybe 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to start at 4 on my number line. I'm going to leave it open since it's not equal to 4 as an option. And now I'm going to go left with my arrow because all the numbers less than 4 are found left of 4. We'll give you one to try. Remember to simplify yours first before you solve it with your inverses. We'll pause the video while you work. For yours, I hope you simplified your inequality and made it 5 times t plus 9, since a 6 and a 3 are both constants and can be combined by adding. First inverse should have been subtracting 9 from each side, because that's the opposite of adding 9. Second inverse should have been dividing by 5 on both sides, since that's the opposite of multiplying a variable by 5. Your solution should have been all numbers greater than or equal to 3. Your graph solution should start at the value 3 with a closed circle because it is equal to 3, but also to the right because it's greater than 3 as well. How'd you do on that one? My next example here, I'm going to simplify first. I'm going to put my variable groups together. 3 groups of G and 3 more groups of G is just a fancy way of talking about 6 groups of G. Plus 14 is less than a 134. My first inverse is going to be the opposite of adding 14. I'll subtract 14 from both. The 6G term is still on the left, but the 14s have canceled out, being opposites. And there's a 120 left on the right. Second inverse, the opposite of multiplying our variable by 6 is to divide by 6. Do that on both. 6's cancel out because they're opposites. Variable G, all numbers less than 20, since 120 divided by 6 is 20. I'm going to graph the solution to show all the numbers less than 20. So a few values on my number line to identify where I'm at. Choose the 20 as my solution starting point. I'm going to leave my circle open because this could not be 20 because 20 is not less than 20. And then left because all numbers less than 20 are found left of 20 on a number line. We'll give you another one to practice with. We'll pause the video while you simplify and solve your inequality. So your simple expression should have been 10m plus 2 is greater than or equal to 72. Your first inverse should have been subtract 2 on both sides of that inequality sign. Your second inverse, the opposite of multiplying your variable by 10, is to divide your variable by 10. 10s cancel out. The solution would have been all numbers greater than or equal to 10. Your graph should have been start at 10, closed circle because it is equal to 10, and then head to the right where the numbers that are bigger than 10 exist. Feeling pretty successful with solving and simplifying your inequalities? Now it's time for some real world help. So when we're working with a real world example here, remember our total is going to be on one side of the inequality, and it's easiest to put it on the right. That way we don't have to flip the whole thing around and reverse our symbol. So I'm going to write this first by identifying which value is my total. And I see this total with the word maximum. And I know that maximum is a less than or equal to sign. I can hold exactly 5,800 or I could hold less, but 5,800 is the most. From here, I've already used 550 minutes. So I have the 550 minutes, but also I can put groups of 6-minute songs on here. So 6 groups of we don't know songs for the more. Well, if I took off the 550 that I've already used, as my first inverse, then I'll have 5,250 minutes available for the other groups of songs. Well, if each song is 6 minutes, I can split the storage into groups of 6, and every group of 6 is going to be a song. When I do the division, I find that M, my songs, could be less than or equal to 875. So I could do up to 875 songs before I run out of storage space. We'll give you an inequality in the real world to try. Your inequality is that a gym charges $12 per swimming class and also this one-time registration fee of $10. A student paid no more than $82, so how many classes could they have taken? We'll pause the video while you write an inequality, use your inverses to solve, and graph your solution. Your inequality should have been written 12 groups of some variable, add 10, is less than or equal, since your vocabulary was no more than 82 total. So our inverses would have solved to find that the solution was less than or equal to 6 classes. So to graph this, we would include the 6 and anything less than that. Maybe they took 5, maybe they took 4, maybe they only took 3.5 classes. So we'll be doing some group practice to continue showing I can solve these inequalities. Happy practicing!